So traditionally, people might build a company like yours, and 5 or 6 years later, they would take it public and liquefy for the employees, the founders, and also the investors. But you were resisting pressure to do that. Why didn't you go public sooner? And you have any regrets about not going public sooner than you did?
I just didn't feel like we were ready to go public sooner. And I think in hindsight, maybe we could have gone public sooner. I mean, just it's important to remember when we were growing really quickly, there were not regulations on the books for Airbnb. And a lot of people were wondering, was this business going to get regulated out of existence? That to me was one of many existential questions. Eventually, we were able to get laws in the books in nearly every big city in the world. We were able to collect $4 billion of hotel tax, became legitimate. We expanded internationally. We built an executive team. But I felt like going public was a big stage. It's almost like, if you're, I don't know, there's a kind of a weird analogy, but if you're like baking a cake, going public is putting it in the oven. In other words, it's hard to change the ingredients after you go public, right? And so I wanted to make sure that everything was kind of baked before we went public. Now, once the pandemic hit, that was more than a decade after we started. I was accused of having waited too long and having missed the IPO window. I would have never imagined what had transpired over the course of 2020, but I think looking back, it worked out really well for everyone.